Alright, as you can see, my machine came today. Now this is an Incredible. The difference between the Incredible is the Ultimate has green retaining bars, and the Incredible has this wire fabric guide. Alright, now I ordered this off of eBay, and when you order things from eBay, you want to read the description carefully. And the description stated everything in the book was in the box. So I took a chance. And that's what we're going to do now. Okay? Alright, so first you locate the book, which this is the basic book, the how-to. And this is the list of what comes is in it. Alright, so we're gonna do a small inventory. Okay, the two beds are there. I can see them. They're right there and there. And let's see, what else is in here? We got the fabric guide. We have the carriage. We have the VHS tape, which said that it was not included, so that kind of surprised me. We have the black hem. And yeah, I'm avoiding the box right now. This is just a spacer. Okay, so here are the needle beds. Now normally they come 8, so they don't fall apart. That's mine now. Okay. So we have that bed and that bed. Now these are the weights for the black cat. The Ultimate, the one I have, is silver. That's a minor. $1. Just lift the box up until you can get the weights out. Okay. These I'm just going to set aside. I'll show you what we do with those in a little bit. Okay. Now I don't need this box anymore. Over here on over there. Now, this is the tools. Right off, I see one thing missing, which I have, and it's not a major, because you can pick some up at the dollar store. It is a strip that goes underneath the machine if you don't have a place to clamp it. And it's got 4 P-plates. Now these are clear where the Ultimate is green. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now with the Ultimate, you get 1, 2, and then on the back side is 2.5. You get 2 extra key plates because they're built on the back side. Okay, so there's that. Now I have 4, and you see white, don't get nervous, it's green. 4 green cards. I do have a yellow missing, but that's not a big deal. Now this is the ravel cord that the company sends. It's elastic. If you like using it, you can replace it if you want. Personally, I'm only going to use it once. That's just to show you. And what I'm trying to untangle is the clamps. It is a 3-part tool. You got the wing nut, the black clamp, and the bar. You need 2 of those. Okay. You need a clothespin. That's easily to replace. Now the tools, the transfer tools that come with the Ultimate are a little different than the ones that come with the Incredible. Okay, this is what comes with the Incredible. It's a 3-prong, a 3-prong and a single prong, and a latch with an empty. Okay. And you get your wax, which we'll go over that. This does not normally come with your machine, but I'm not complaining. And a plastic darning needle. Now this little thing, this is the bolt that you use to hook the 2 beds together. Now in here are 2 S-hooks. Oh, actually, it's like 3. Should be 4. There's an elastic between them. Okay, we have 4. One like that, and then like this. Now, if I use these, okay, this is going to be gone before too long. I will make a loop in here and put this there. That way it stays on. And I will do the same at this side, on this side. Okay, that way it stays on even if you don't mess with it, even if you mess with it. Now it comes with numbers, but this one does not have the numbers. I only see the tail ends of the numbers. Minor problem. And that's everything in the, what is this? Limited, or lifetime limited warranty. Ha, it's still got the warranty card. Aha, wait a minute. This does not belong to this. It says please send the watch, so that's just trash. No worries. Okay, so let me go get the cloth I was telling you about. I will be right back. Alright, this is, it comes in black or white. Mine happens to be white. And you want a table edge that is squared. When I mean squared, it's going to look like this. Flat on the top, flat here, and flat here. Okay. Now, okay, so we have all the parts. I'm just moving everything out of my way because I don't want to scratch up my table. Okay, so you lay this down. Mine's longer because I had cut for more machines. Okay. Now, first thing you're going to do is get your bed together. So put your weights somewhere safe. Bring one bed over. Now this is the right side. It comes with the steel rod in there. And it comes with an end cap. Okay. Now, the first thing you have to do is, I want to make sure the end cap was in there. Put these two together. There's notches. Right here and under here. That's why you don't carry it like that. See right there. Just nail them back. Let me see if I can get to this. Okay. You're going to lift it up a little bit. Bring it forward. Now this might be in your way, so just pull it out of the way. And if this gives you a fit, take that out too. So you lift it up, rest it on that the edge, this edge right here. Line up the back and just push down. Okay? And then put these back in. Now, as you look at the bed, you'll see holes in this position here and at the other end. What the holes go to are, there's little notches on the retaining bars. So you want to make sure that's, excuse me, lined up. And if the retaining bar won't slide in, no worries. Just take this one out. Now, how I took that out, I push the needles forward. Then I hold several of them, holding the retaining bar gently down. I pull it up. Then I can get the other one out. So just put this one back in. Now you may have to walk it down until you get all of them in. Excuse me. Excuse me. And I'm just lining them up and pushing them down. Okay. Now your bed is together. You'll take your clamps. The way I kind of sets. So what I do, I locate the hole in the bed and I slip it in as I'm looking at it. The reason is you can see that it is in the hole and between the bed and that iron bar. And just slip the other one in at the other end the same way. Now, holding the blacks towards you, lower the bed down, and then picking it up. You want the bed even with the edge of the table or the board. Okay? Set your clamp up, which let's come on down and you want to see there's a ledge here on the plastic portion. You want that up against the table, holding in the metal. You want to just crank it like that. Now you don't want it, you just want it tight, finger tight, not killer tight, okay? Because you do not want to warp the bed. You want the bed nice and level and straight, otherwise you'll have issues. Okay. Now, oops, wrong way. Let's come on back up. Okay. Now pull out your black hem. Okay. Open it up. You're going to take one rod at a time. Locate the inside. You'll see a casing. Slip the bar into it. Now, how I like doing it, I push it in a little bit with my finger, and I take the second bar and push that other bar down until it just comes out the hole. You'll be able to feel it. And now move the end down here. You're not seeing it, but you can feel it and overlap it. And that makes it rigid. Okay? And do the same thing for the other side. You're going to have 4 weights. And that's generally enough weight for generally what you use. Now if you buy an extension, see what happens when it comes out. So just push it back in. Find where it's meeting. Right here. Push it back in. And then push it below or above. It's a matter of choice. Whichever one falls in first. Okay. Now you're ready. Excuse me. Now I want to make a rag hem first. Okay. So I'm going to take my green cards, pull forward every one of my needles. Okay. Let's see. There you go. You see most of it. Okay, take your black hem, inspect it. This one's in reasonable shape. There's none, I mean it's a little funky here, but it's not ripped, so that's good. Open it up and hang, whoops, hang it on so that each needle is in one of those slots. Okay. It should go into the first slot, and then just get the other ones come out. Okay. Now, and I don't feel like untying that, so I'm not going to, because I'm lazy. Now, you want a piece as long as, oops, your needles. It should be 100 needles. I'm not going to bother counting because of the way the black hem is resting. Okay, so that is down there. Usually you get 2 clothespins because I have 1. I work with it. So I make it long enough so that I can hook it up to the other side. Okay. And I'll show you why I do that. What I use now for ravel cord is not this elastic stuff. I use crochet thread, size between 10 to 5. It doesn't much matter. You want to open up your latches, and this does not come with the machine. This is a potter's tool. You can use your latch tool to open it up. I have a feeling this machine hasn't been used in a while. I may have to clean it. Welcome to Come Knit With Me. What I decided to do is create almost like a beginner, straight out of the box. But and I'll show you the box shortly. What you see are 2 long beds, and what they are, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 sections. It'll have 100 needles. Okay, right now I have a little bit more than 100. But you'll have 8 sections, a total of 8 sections with 100 needles. And you'll get this end cap, which goes that way, which I don't use, to be honest with you. That's why I've got 2 of the same side. But I'll show you how they go on. And in your box you'll see 2 clamps, funky looking. You will see 2 tools, one with 1 end and one with 2 end. This is the transfer tool, this is the latch, and that's the transfer tool also. Okay, and then you'll see a little boat like this. I'll show you how you do that one. And then you will see some green things that look like this. They have a number 4 with protrusions on one side. Number 3 has it on both sides. Number 2 has it on both sides. Number 1, it's like number 4, has it on one side. So you have 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. Okay? And then you will have your carriage. It opens up. And what you do, you take your key plate, and you'll see 2 notches down here. Okay, and then you will take, if you want size 2, which I'll go into that later, with the number 2 facing you, slip it underneath the 2 notches here and on the other side. Then close it, and your carriage is ready to go. Okay, now you will also receive, I think it's white. I think this is my original one. And it'll be as long as your 2 beds machine, which I think it's 3 feet, I'm not sure. So, you will need a flat surface, has to be level, and see the, right, okay, the edging is squared. That's the type of edging you'll need. If you don't have that, you'll need to get a board. So, first, lay out the shelving paper. Okay? And set the clamps aside. You'll be using those in a moment. Now in the bottom of your box, you'll see some holes. These go on the plastic weights, the plastic hem that comes with the machine. I have misplaced mine, but before I finish this series, I will find it. Okay? And what you do is you take your machine. You'll have one side that has no needles in it. So that'll go down here. And you want to place it kind of upside down. Now always turn it like this so the edge of the bed is here. Otherwise you get a mess. And then you do, otherwise you can see it'll, oh sure, I'm not going to do it now. It comes with tape on it. So just take, it's easier if you take the tape off after you're done, because then you can tip it and it won't matter. So set this one down here. Now, come on close. You'll see it has kind of like a ridges here. And on the flip side, you have the holes where those ridges catch. Okay, so you just lay this one on top of the other one and push down. My needle on the end is in the way. So just make sure, are you seeing this? No, you're not. If your needle gets in the way, you can just take it out if you want to. And I'll show you how to put it back in. Just lift up the green retainer bar and push it down. Then while this is still loose, take your needle, lift up the green retaining bar, slide this under, well in this case there's no under. I use a bulky yarn that I lay on over the needles. Okay, then flip it back over carefully. Then that bolt, let's see, you will unhook it. Put it into the holes. Just finger tight. It. Make sure that the white is flat. Get an angle so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now you want to lift the machine up so that it's just on the edge of the white. It all ends. You can just see a tiny bit of it. Then pull it forward so that, yeah, let me loosen it up. And I'll try not to see where the, sorry about that. Here we go. Where the green is even with the table, excuse me. Sometimes my words don't. You'll take these clamps and you'll find some holes underneath, which are normally on the second section in, but I've rearranged it so many times. You put the hole, you put the brace into the hole, and by putting it in straight, you'll get it to catch onto that bar that you saw going across. There we go. You know, you just want finger tight because you don't want to bow the machine. Feel with your thumb to find the other hole. There it is. And put it in straight. Okay. There we go. Now, this in length is 37 inches long. Almost 38 inches long. Now what I use for a black ham is one of these. I use it as a rag ham. And what I do is easy if you start in the center and sit facing your machine. Now I want to use those weights, so I'm going to hang them this way and do that all the way down for every stitch. Now if yours comes with tape, you will want to remove them. Just pull it off like that. And you can either save it or get rid of it, which I'm not going to need it, so. Now the black hem is the full length, it's enough for 100 needles. But I'm just doing a small one, which is why I like the rag hem. Now I have a video doing a rag hem, but I will do it again. But I want to do it with the black hem so you know how to fix it. Okay? Now with this, I'm going to put some waste yarn on here. Bear with me, because this part does take a little bit of time. But I figure it's time well spent. Now, as you continue on your journey, you will find several things that'll make your knitting here easier. One is claw weights. They're called claw weights because opening up, they're like a claw. And they just hang right on the work. We're not going to use them today. Okay. Oops. Now this is just a strip of knitting. You can, of course, go purchase the black hem or knit this separately if you're into knitting, which I'm not. And you could take those 20 pieces of steel, pipe, alloy, whatever, I'm not sure what they are. And you're going to put them inside the tube you're kind of making. Okay, now I'm going to turn the camera off and finish hanging these. I'm just picking up one stitch from each side. And we're going to start with a swatch. Always start with a swatch. And the size doesn't matter. Excuse me. But that is how you set up the machine. Okay. So you got your carriage with size 2. Now with the size 2, you'd want it kind of like a baby yarn or something like that. Size 4 and 3, you would want acrylic, worsted weight. 1 and 2 would be the thin weights. Not quite sock yarn, because it would make it loose. But like baby yarn, work great for that. Okay, and another thing that you might like to pick up is some silicone spray. You have to make sure that it says for plastics. It'll say, somewhere on there it'll say it. Yeah, so see? It says protects plastic. Because what you do, if your needles seem to be sticking, you can spray it just a little bit with this. Not much, just a tiny bit. And I'll be back. Okay, now if you find you have to remove a needle for some reason, I'm removing it because I only want 100 stitches, needles on here. Now this is kind of hard to pick out, just like that. So what I do is I bring about 5 or 6 needles forward. There we go. So I got my needles forward. There we go, now you can see it. And I lift up. And then that's easy to take off. And you'll see the yarn. This is, what is it? I don't remember. But it was a weight 6, 5 or 6. Okay. Chanel. There we go. Okay, and then some off of this end. Sorry about it. And I want these few. So that's why you put your hand over it. Okay. Now I have 100. I should have 100 needles because they're 15 in each section, and there's 8 sections with 2 blank ones, so that's 6 sections. So 6 times 15. I don't know. My math doesn't want to work today. But I'll make sure it's got 100 because I'm going to pack this one up. Alright, so I will be back with part 2. Okay, got all my needles open. Now, when I opened them, I noticed a couple of them were stiff, so I may have to clean this machine out. Okay, you want to lay this elastic into the bed, onto the, right where the needles are, okay? Now, like I said, usually you have 2 of these, and you'd clip them to the, where it's hanging down here. I only have 1. So, you just have to make 2. So I just bring these over, close enough, and I twirl it, and then I'll clip right here. And if that don't work, I'll tie it in a knot. Okay, then you want to pick up this black hem and you want to lay it on that elastic that went across. So the weight is being held on the needles by the elastics. Okay, now you want to back and bring these forward. We're just going to do an E-wrap on it. Close cast on. And I'm going to do it on all of them. I'm using, this is Caron, I think it's Caron. No, it's Bernette Satin, which is similar to the yarn that would come with it. I stick a label on it